Hey everybody, Mac Master back with Marvel Heroes and back with Thor up on the chopping block, and we got his Berserker God build up here. And what I'm doing here is because his level 52 review was so long, instead of having such a long video up for his build, I'm just redoing the build without the quality or the 52 review info on there, so it's faster read now, or faster view. And so what the Berserker God is, we're going to go over here into his powers, and we're going to put 20 points into Thundering Strikes, 20 points into Asgardian Smite, 20 points into Bring the Thunder, and we're going to use Bring the Thunder for a couple of things here, but we're going to use that to stop our Odin Force loss, and we're going to use Asgardian Smite to generate Odin Force. And we're going to do 20 points into Son of Odin. It's a great buff. Might as well have it. 20 points into Yggdrasil's Boon. It's another great buff. And we don't have too many buffs to invest in, so we might as well have it. At this point, if you want it, Mjolnir's Flight, you might as well put a point in there just so you can fly around and get to places pretty fast. 20 points into the Anti-Force. You know, this thing will brute for me at 1,000,005, and I'm not even a crit builder, so this thing hits like a truck. I'd like to see it a little bit faster, but you know, you get what you get. Ragnarok, 20 points into that. This is another full screen attack. A little bit long of a cooldown, 10 seconds, but you know, it beats cycling tons of cooldowns really fast, and part of the build was making it so we can only really use a couple cooldown skills all the time. Otherwise, you're mashing the entire keyboard set trying to get all his cooldowns out, because there's a lot of cooldown abilities on Thor's skill set here, and wasn't happy with that. So came up with a build that just basically, you know, got around having to deal with all those cooldowns. And then the rest of the points go into for Asgard, and this is a major survivability, DPS boon, defense boon. This is just crazy while it's on, and you're kind of waiting for it to come back when it's off. So going into his gear, nothing's changed with the gear from the previous video. Still got a Danger AI chip that's energy based. I really like those. Gives me energy damage rating, and then more energy damage rating as I do energy damage. Or actually, when I deal damage, I just gain energy damage rating. So this one right here is worth almost 700 energy damage rating. I really like those. Plus, you gain energy defense when you take energy damage. You gain area damage negation when you take area damage. Comes in pretty handy. Idol of Khonshu. Again, we're using Bring the Thunder. It's a ranged dot dealer. So what it's going to do is it's going to bring its next melee power every time you use a range. It says use, but really what happens is every time you hit with a ranged power, your next melee power is 942 damage rating. So every time Bring the Thunder ticks, it counts as a hit. And every time it hits, it's going to make Thundering Strikes hit at 942 damage rating more. So in this swings basically at 1.8 damage a second, or 1.8 attacks a second. So we're almost getting 2 attacks a second. So every attack is going to get buffed by Idol of Khonshu. Even when we go into Berserker mode, just about every attack is going to get buffed, because we'll be a little bit over 2 attacks a second. But it's pretty much, you can count it as 2 attacks a second, and you're going to get each benefit because Bring the Thunder ticks twice a second. So it's a nice little tie-in with each other. Plus, it's +1 to all powers, so that's pretty awesome. Got Advanced Crimson Crystal of Sideric. I mean, it's got health. It's got a big chunk of the physical damage rating. So now we're buffing the physical side, offsetting what we've done with the Danger AI chip. And then we got a Pluvian Superconductor, because a lot of our powers are AoE. The only thing that isn't is Thundering Strikes. It's unfortunate. but everything else is AoE, so we're buffing all those skills with the Pluvian Superconductor. Really what would be ideal here would probably be the advanced aimed robot dispenser, if you had one, but I don't have one, so I don't put it on. I'm using a Dr. Doom medallion so we can stretch out for Asgard a little bit longer at 30% power duration. That's going to bring us to 16 seconds for Asgard. So that's a little bit better than 12 seconds. But as you put points into for Asgard, as once I equip everything out, this will be down to about 29-second cooldown. So 16 seconds of 29 seconds means it only got a 13-second downtime. So it's limiting the downtime and lengthening the uptime. Plus, it's got damage rating, power, duration, spirit, health, and a chance to make your opponent cower in fear. I mean, that thing comes in handy all over the place. Relic of Lemuria, I had it on there, so I left it there. I got Norn Stones. Your choice is Norn Stones or Gungnir. Gungnir would probably benefit Anti-Force much, much more. However, I don't see Gungnir benefiting the other skills quite as much as Norn Stones. Once you get to that rank 5, I mean, +2 to all ranks of all powers is basically 20% better efficiency of powers, plus fighting, plus the strength. It's basically 28% better on physical and 24% better on energy. Then, let's see, I just got a regular insignia of the Falcon. This is doing brutal strike rating, critical strike damage rating. This is helping move Anti-Force. I got a cosmic ring with area damage, brutal strike damage, defense, and health. Defense is nice. I got defensive Uru with River of the Soul. That's going to help offset the cost of thundering strikes. I got Mighty Mjolnir. This thing's awesome. 800 damage rating, 7% chance to knock your target down when you hit. So now I got a chance to knock it down when I hit, and a chance to knock it down when I get hit. It's got crit rating, critical damage rating, brutal strike rating, damage on physical attacks, damage on energy attacks, boss damage, and +6 to all Master Mjolnir powers. I mean, you can't lose. Rune King armor. When you hit with a power, you gain damage rating and defense for 10 seconds. That stacks up to 3 times. So basically, it's 400 damage rating, 450 defense. It's got hit points, health regen, +5 to all Thor's Son of Asgard powers, +2 to Thor's God of Thunder powers, +9 ranks for Asgard. I mean, that's paying off right there. You can see that's already down to 29 seconds. Cape of Sigurd Dragonslayer. It's got hit points. When you hit with a range power, gain +1 strength and 380 damage rating with melee powers for 8 seconds, and vice versa. When you hit with a melee power, gain +1 energy and 380 damage rating with range powers for 8 seconds. So that's always going to be up with this build. But it's got power duration, which is going to help with the Doom Metal. It's got special identifying, rare identifying, +1 to all powers, +6 to Yggdrasil's Boon, +4 to Son of Odin, +7 to the Anti-Force, can't lose. Humanitarian leg wraps, defense, movement speed, spirit, minus spirit cost, that's awesome, 17%. When you defeat an enemy, you gain spirit and health, that comes through pretty good when you're clearing trash. It's got health, crit, damage rating, and energy attacks, +2 to all powers. I mean, Thor's uniques are pretty well through the roof. I do have the Odin's eye patch, but the Helmet of the Skyfather is just insane. Defense, when you hit with a melee power, your next range power deals 883 damage rating extra. When you hit with a range power, your next melee power gains 883 damage rating extra. Again, we're tying that in with Bring the Thunder and Thundering Strikes. We're going to have those two always up. It's like an extra Idol of Khonshu going on. We're going to hit like a truck. We got health, rare identifying, special identifying, crit damage, brutal strike damage, the chance to go into Odin Rage, gaining extra crit and brutal strike rating. I mean, a lot of it, 1,229 of each on a 1-minute cooldown, though. It's got crit hit rating, brutal strike rating, +2 to all powers. I mean, that's just nuts. +2 to all powers alone beats out the other one. That's 20% more effectiveness. I do have health on the core, but I have the old health, 6%, 7%, 9%, and then 1400 health as a grade 4 core with a 3-to-1 core with durability. 25% hit points and 100 spirit on medkit use. That really comes through. Sitting at 24,000 hit points, I really like having 25,000 hit points when I'm soloing, especially if I'm doing stuff like Cosmic Curse and stuff like that. It really comes through. And I'm leveling this pet, but this pet's got +3 strength, so it still comes through pretty good. +1 rank and movement powers, who cares? But I'm waiting to see what the epic is. And then we'll go take on Mr. Dr. Octopus and Cosmic. There's no buffs to activate, which is nice. All the buffs are self-activating. But you want to remember to have Bring the Thunder out. So that's going to tick off quite a few buffs. Tick off, that's funny. That was Ragnarok. You can see it's pretty adequate at clearing trash. No problems. Really want to hit harder, you hit the Berserker Wrath, and then you do your big attacks. We got a unique again. All Father's Eye Patch again. Did I get an advanced one? It says robot dispenser, but I don't know if it's advanced. Advanced aim robot dispenser. How about that? Well, Thor found it, so Thor gets it. I'm talking about needing one. I'll save this one though. 530s max. I'll just unbind it. There's the Allfather's eye patch everyone's talking about. Now it does have 452 damage rating, but it doesn't compete with 883 damage rating. So it's still got to pick up something. It's got crit hit rating. So does the Helm of the Skyfather. It reveals enemies. 8% chance to summon Sith to fight alongside you. So you got a chance to get Sith, which is nice. And when defeated, Heimdall revives you with half health and heals the rest over time. And +2 to all ranks of powers. So it just doesn't compare DPS wise, but you do get a pet. And that's why I go with the Helm of the Skyfather over Allfather's eye patch. So hope it helps. Hope you guys enjoyed, and that was interesting loot. Very nice to find both, and talk to everybody real soon. Oh, the reason why we go with that is because it's got damage rating on physical attacks, damage rating on energy attacks, and crit rating. So it's pretty nice. So now that's it, and talk to everybody real soon.